What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of In My Feelings. Well, I'm all up in my feelings. I don't know if I said this on the last one, but I switched studios. So now the studio is in my living room. I realized I wasn't in LA as much, so I was like wasting money in that other studio, and I'm not on MacGyver anymore. So I have to be financially responsible, everyone. So last time I was in LA, I took everything out of the studio that I had, moved everything into my living room. So now I set up my living room to be the podcast studio. So when I start having like in-studio guests again, which should be soon, you'll kind of see more of the layout. But it's pretty similar to the last. Now, that gets me to what I'm talking about today, is staying out of your own way. Stay out of your own way. Most people don't accomplish the things they want to accomplish because they're getting in their own way. They're overthinking. They're using the word perfectionist as a mask for what it really is, which is fear. And I know a lot of people, myself included, the older I've gotten, let fear stop them from going after certain things that they want to achieve. So even the other day, I reached out to one of my homeboys, congratulated him on the success of one of his movies. And he was telling me, doing that movie was a masterclass. And I was like, man, I got so many questions. I was like, I want to have you on my podcast, but I just been, getting in my own way of, having you on, reaching out to people. And he was like, let me know when you want me to come on. And I'm like, see, that's an example of my own thoughts, my own insecurities, my own whatever, getting in the way and me not reaching out to these people. Yes, some people go want to come on and do your podcast. Some people not. Some people go like your content. Some people not. So I realized I'm getting in my own way, which kind of led me to a lot of my peers, friends, that I've known over the years who also get in their own way. Especially, I know a lot of comedians that say they're comedians, but they don't post any content. And it's like, you're getting in your own way. They'll say they don't want to post content because they don't like it or whatever doesn't fulfill them. And I understand that. But if you're in the business of comedy today, there are certain things that you kind of have to do if you're not industry hot. Industry hot. Anybody that don't know what industry hot is you did a festival, some important people saw you, most likely white, and they mess with you. So they done asked you to be a writer on SNL, or they done come ask you to write on some Fox sitcom or FX series or something, and now you kind of in there, so you don't really have to do the normal things that a comedian has to do or a person in general has to do. If you are not industry hot and you're not posting content, you're only hurting yourself, because now you're just waiting on the hopes of someone hiring you. So now you're just waiting on the hopes of someone hiring you as the days of the past, because that used to be the only way you could make it, was you had to go audition and you have to hope that a casting director likes you, or a director and producer and studio exec likes you over the hundreds and thousands of other people that audition. That still happens. That's how I book Rush Hour. Those things are possible. But that was also damn near 10 years ago when I booked Rush Hour. Things have changed. So when I see a lot of, comedians and artists, and they're like, oh, I don't want to post content, or I don't want to do this, I don't want to do a podcast, it's like you're getting in your own way. I want to be a writer, but they're not writing nothing. I want to be a photographer, but they're not shooting nothing. I want to be whatever it is. It's like you have to do the things that you want to do and not let fear be the real reason why you're not putting out your stuff. You got to get out of your own way. Part of the reason why, because we all look at numbers. And, I know some people, they'll make a piece of content, put it out there, and it doesn't do well on social media. And then they're just like, oh, I ain't doing it no more because don't nobody fuck with it. No, you got to be consistent. You got to keep trying shit. You have to keep trying shit, because if you don't try stuff, you'll never know what's going to hit and what doesn't hit. That's how I know what works for me, because I put out different pieces of content. I put out stuff about the news. I put out current events. I put out pop culture. I put out butt cheeks. Butt cheeks is what works for me. You may do a butt cheek video, may not work for you. You might do a family video or a video about your kid or a video about motherhood, and that may be your lane. But if you never put out the content, you'll never know. I got some people that's always in my comments. Some comedians and people, they always in my comments. They in my DMs with all their jokes, but they don't put out any content. They're always thinking of what should I do? You're overthinking. Stop overthinking while you're thinking other people are doing, and which is why they're more ahead of you. I'm going to say that again. When you're thinking other people are doing, and that's why they're ahead of you. So you can't be overthinking. It's okay to be a perfectionist if your perfectionism, if that's a word, isn't preventing you from showcasing your art. If you being a perfectionist is preventing you from showcasing and displaying your art to the world, then you're just using that word as a crutch, and it truly is fear. Now, it's one thing to be a perfectionist. You want to make sure things are right, and then you ultimately put it out there. Then I could respect that. You know, I'm like that to an extent. It's like I got to have it in certain shape. Even those reaction videos, I do maybe 10 reaction deliveries before I select the delivery that's going to go on the back end of the video. So I don't just do like my first take and put it out there. I say the same line or different lines, alternative lines. That's for anybody that don't know what alt lines are. And then I put it out. So these are the things that I even do when it's like, okay, you don't want to just put out trash. I get it. People don't just want to put out trash, but people got to remember too, if you put out trash, no one remembers. Social media, there's so much content that if you put out trash, nobody remembers. They only remember the good stuff. Some of your stuff go hit, some of your stuff not go hit. Now, there's going to be people that's going to watch this video and they're still going to come up with excuses for why they're not fucking showcasing their art. There's so many platforms nowadays. There are, you could do sketches. You could write something. You could shoot something on TikTok. You could get your friends together. I mean, there's all these different ways. I meet people all the time. I want to do stand-up comedy, but I'm so scared. I get it. Get your ass out there and do some stand-up comedy. There's open mics everywhere. You know, somebody once told me, just because, listen, you can have an excuse and it be a legitimate excuse to you, but also know for every excuse, most likely there's a solution. And the solution is you getting out of your own way. Stay the fuck out of your own way, yo. Stop overthinking things. And that's why Nike got the greatest slogan, just do it. Because you have to just do it. Now, I also mean stay out of your own way. Also, now, when it comes to what you're putting out there, again, you could put something like I mentioned on my last podcast that I just put out last week. You could put out a piece of content that may offend the masses. And somebody might see that content and say, I don't want to fuck with you. You've now got in your own way. There's a comedian, I know. I'm not going to say this comedian name, but this comedian is very divisive, and half of the world hates this person. Hates this person. But this comedian found their tribe, okay? They found their tribe. There's a lot of people that agree with this comedian. There's a lot of people that do not agree with this comedian. And, but this comedian isn't working for networks or streamers right now. Some would say it's this comedian's attitude in social media presence. This comedian may also be getting in their own way because, as my father once told me, don't let your attitude affect your altitude. I'm going to say that again. Don't let your attitude affect your altitude. A lot of people wonder why they're not where they want to be at in their career. And a lot of times it's, are you professional? Are you nice? Are you a person of your word? If you're not nice, if you're not professional, meaning meeting deadlines, when you say you got to do something, you actually do it. If you're not these things, there's going to be people that's going to be like, well, I don't want to work with this person. Why would I bring this person on board? Or you have a nasty attitude. If you're known as the person that always have a nasty attitude, always in confrontations with somebody, always pissed off about something, then yeah, that's another way of you standing and getting in your own way. That's another way of you getting in your own way. Now, I do believe the key to definitely building a brand, I was just listening to Chris Jenner on the Masterclass. She talk about brand building. Good app if no one has it. Expensive, but it's a good app because they have all these different celebrities that talk about, and even not celebrities, just successful people that's talking about how they got to their success. Authentic. That's the point I'm getting to. You need to be authentic. However, being too authentic can get in your own way. And that's the balance that I be trying to balance. That's the thing I be trying to balance when it comes to my content. However, I still put out stuff. You still can't allow what people may think of you stand you from showcasing your art, whatever it is. So if you're a writer, write. If you're a director, go direct something. If you're an actor, go do a sketch, go join a play, a theater troupe. If you're a comedian or want to try comedy, go do comedy. If you want to expand your reach and actually be known as a comedian, get on social media. Being the funniest Negro in a comedy club in front of 30 people doesn't mean anything nowadays. This is probably a whole nother topic, but it doesn't mean anything nowadays. No one cares. There's so many comedians that are monsters on stage. Okay, you're performing in front of 100 people tops on the weekend, maybe 200. If you posted a video on social media and it did 200 views, you want to kill yourself. That's the same numbers that's telling you not to put out no more content. So I said all of that to say this. When you do social media content, you are now increasing the possibilities of you extending your reach. And that's what you want to do. So that's like the point of like doing content, social media, just trying to get out of your own way. If you want to be successful, get out of your own way. Stop overthinking stuff. Believe in yourself. Remember that one? Believing in yourself. People say they do because there's a lot of sideline critics. Everybody on the sideline talking about what they would have did and what this person should have did. And he should have did this. She should have did that. I ain't like this because of that reason. And I ain't like her. Okay. It's okay to talk if you're also in the game. But if you ain't in the game, then nigga, you ain't, shut the fuck up then. If you ain't in the game, shut the fuck up. Get your ass in the game or shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, I'm done. That's pretty much my spiel for today. In your feelings, like, subscribe, share the clips. I'll probably post a clip. I'm trying to be consistent. I'm trying to stay out of my own way. Anything that I'm saying on here is the same stuff that I'm telling myself to keep me motivated to continue to push forward with my dreams and other things that I'm trying to accomplish. So I ain't telling y'all nothing. I don't tell myself. If I struck a chord with you, it isn't personal. It's probably some shit that's just within you that you ain't doing. Share it, and I'm out. Peace.